So here we're going to do the last type of factorising with trinomials. And you know it's a trinomial factorising because you've got three terms, trinomial, three terms, and they'll be of the form ax squared plus bx plus c, where a cannot equal 0, and that's something we'll talk about later. But you'll know it's not common factor because you can't take out a common factor of any of them, and you'll know it's not difference of two squares because it's not, like we discussed in the difference of two squares video, two terms that with a difference between them. Okay, so we're still going to get these all factorised into two brackets, and so a, we call that the coefficient of the x squared. So the way that I do these is I look at the coefficient of the x squared. If there's no number there, that just means it's going to be 1. And we do first times last, so we do 1 times 10, which gives us 10. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down the pairs of factors that give us 10. So 1 and 10 and 2 and 5. And we need to look at these pairs of factors and decide which one of these can add to give the middle term. And you can hopefully straight away see that it's going to be 2 and 5. So what we do is we rewrite the 7x as plus 2x plus 5x plus 10. So you see all I've actually done is split that 7x up into 2 and 5. The reason I want to do that is because I can then take out common factors of these two terms and these two terms. What's the common factor of these two terms? It's x, leaving x plus 2. What's the common factor of these two terms? It's 5, leaving x plus 2. You know you've done something right if you get the terms inside the brackets to be the same. Because now we can read off that that's going to be the first bracket, x plus 2, and then the second bracket will be those terms, which are x plus 5. And that's that one factorised. Okay, so we'll do another one. So we're going to do first times last, that's still 1. So 1 times, but it's negative 12. So let's remember that, that's important. Still going to write down all the factors of 12. 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. The fact that it's negative means that one of the final brackets is going to be negative and one's going to be positive. Okay? But then, so we need to think of the way in which we can make 1x from one of these pairs. So look at the difference between 3 and 4. It's got to be that one. But we know with the negative, one's going to be negative and one's going to be positive. If I made negative 3 and positive 4x, then that's going to be correct. If I'd done it the other way around, I'd have got negative 4 plus 3, which is negative 1x, which would be incorrect. So I'm going to split that x up into x squared minus 3x plus 4x minus 12. And then we want to take out the common factors of those terms, which are x minus 3, and 4, x minus 3. You can see I've done something right because there's an x minus 3 in both. And then our second bracket will be x plus 4. Okay? So, let's do another one. So this is the first time we've had a non-unitary coefficient, is what it would be called, is that the a value is no longer 1. But we do the exact same thing as before. First times last. 2 times 12 will be 24. Okay? Factors of 24. And then we look at the middle term, it's 11x, and which pairs of these will give 11? Straight away we can see it's 3 and 8. So I'm going to do something sensible here. Knowing that we're going to be taking the common factors out, I'm going to put these in a certain order so that knowing ahead that I want to be able to take out a common factor from the 2x squared. 2x squared plus 8x plus 3x plus 12. We'd have still got to the right answer, but it would be more complicated. But you can see I've put the 8 first so that I can look ahead and see that there is an easy common factor of 2x squared plus 8x, which is 2x. x plus 4, and then the common factor 3, x plus 4. So our factorised function will be x plus 4, 2x plus 3. Okay, do another one. First times last, 15 times 2 is 30. Let's write down the factors of 30. 10 and 6 and 5. Okay, so how is it going to be that it's negative? Well, that just means that both of them are going to be negative. So which two of these can make negative 11? Well, 6 and 5 if we make both of them negative. So we do 15x squared minus 5x minus 6x plus 2. And then I can take out a common factor from those two, which is going to be 5x, 3x minus 1. And then I can take out a common factor of negative 2, which is going to give 3x minus 1. Now I had to take out the negative 2 so that I can make sure that the bracket inside was the same as the first one. And now we're going to have 3x minus 1, and then the second bracket 5x minus 2. Okay, so let's move on to this one. Looks a bit different, but that's because it's 6 minus x squared. If you don't like the look of it, just rearrange it to be negative x squared minus x plus 6, and then it's in the same form as this. It's just that a is going to be negative 1. So we do first times last, negative 6. 1 and 6, 2 and 3. So one's got to be positive and one's got to be negative, and it's going to be negative x, so we can see it's going to be 2 and 3, where it is negative 3 and positive 2. Negative x squared plus 2x minus 3x plus 6. So let's take out a common factor of negative x, which is going to leave me with x minus 2. And then let's take out a common factor of minus 3, and that's going to leave us with x minus 2. So we can see there that it's going to be x minus 2, and also negative x minus 3. I'll rewrite that because I've... Okay. Last one. First times last, but then it's in the wrong form, so we'll rearrange that to be negative 2x squared minus 7x plus 15. Negative 2 times 15 is negative 30. 1, 30, 2, 15, 3, 10, 5, 6. So how can we make 7? By then one of them being positive and one of them being negative. It's got to be 3 and 10. It's negative 7x, which means it's going to be negative 10 plus 3. Negative 2x squared minus 10x, because I know I need to take out a common factor, plus 3x plus 15. Common factor of this is going to be negative 2x, leaving x plus 5 plus 3, x plus 5. So we're going to get x plus 5 and then negative 2x plus 3. So that is factorising trinomials.